Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This afternoon, I'm going to be reacting to a video requested by Terry Gaudio 1053. It's called Terry Fox Anything's Possible, made on the Terry Fox Foundation YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out the original video as well as the Terry Fox Foundation YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. And this is in relation to my reaction to the Heritage Minutes, the Canadian Heritage Minutes videos. Terry Gaudio requested that I should react to or should I say, I should focus more on particular people or events within the Canadian history. And the first one I'm starting with is with Terry Fox. I have a lot of requests on videos centered around Terry Fox, so I'm going to be on Terry Fox for the foreseeable future until I'm done with the requests. So this is the first video, and yeah, let's start with the first video, Terry Fox, Anything's Possible. 3, 2, 1, go.
This afternoon at 2:45 in St. John's Harbor, Terry Fox dipped his foot into the waters of the Atlantic Ocean.
When Terry Fox was 18 years old, doctors discovered cancer in his right leg. It would change his life and change Canada forever.
And one morning I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. That day they told me I had a malignant tumor and that I had to have my leg amputated in 4 days. And I decided after my year and a half of chemotherapy that I'd try and run across Canada and raise as much money as I could.
When he first started the run across Canada at the age of 21, almost no one noticed. He ran alone, 42 kilometers a day, a full marathon on one leg.
He ran alone 42 kilometers. I mean, wasn't there anyone just to check up on him for each kilometer or something? I mean, that's a bit... That's amazing, but it's also a bit dangerous. Alone, 42 kilometers. Yeah, that's crazy.
Every day of the week.
He endured every type of weather in Newfoundland. There was rain, sleet, and snow. Because he was running westward, Terry was often running directly into the wind. Terry loved the early morning, so he would often get up at 4 a.m. anyways and start running and get a few miles in, stop for breakfast, and then he would finish the rest of his miles off.
His best friend, Doug Allward, trailed in a van behind him.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, all right, yes, he was alone. Technically, because he did have a support vehicle with his friend, going behind him, just in case, should anything happen to the leg or to his own health, then he has help. Okay. Because I was a bit worried that he's going alone, 42 kilometers alone. Huh.
He ran from Newfoundland towards his hometown of Vancouver, where he planned to finish the run and pour water he collected from the Atlantic into the Pacific, symbolically uniting our country.
I mean, Canada is a big country. That's a mission right there. That's a mission.
The prosthetic that Terry had was actually a walking leg. Back in the 1980s, people didn't run on prosthetic legs. Running on his prosthetic leg was incredibly painful for Terry. His stump would chafe and bleed.
When she says the stump would chafe, like, what does she mean exactly? Like, it would grind onto the prosthetic leg And then that's what would cause it to bleed. Oof. Yeah, no, I can imagine that kind of pain. Oh.
In real leg, in order to have time for my artificial leg to come through.
He set many goals for himself, and he had to work incredibly hard to achieve them.
When I'm running each day, I take one day at a time. When I'm running, I take 1 mile at a time, and I take one corner at a time. Every signpost, I'm looking at it and reaching out for that signpost. Every corner, I'm reaching out, and this is the type of thing I'm thinking of when I'm running.
The night before Terry's operation, I visited Terry. It was just him and me in his hospital room, and all I could think of saying to Terry at the time was, "Terry, why do you have to have cancer? Why not me? Why not somebody else? Why you?" And Terry's answer immediately was, "Why not me, Fred? I've been told all my life I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest or the smartest. This is just another challenge I have to overcome."
Terry's determination began to pay off. People began to take notice. When running through a town of 10,000 people, he raised $10,000, $1 for every person. He changed his goal of raising $1 million for cancer research to $24 million, $1 for every Canadian.
So when Terry was in hospital, one of the nurses thought that it would be better for him to be placed in the children's ward. He was surrounded by kids who were suffering from cancer as well. Those are the faces that he never forgot.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old. And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
At the time of Terry's diagnosis, his chance of survival was around 50%. Had Terry been diagnosed a few short years earlier, he would have been faced with a 30 or 35% chance of survival. It was right there that Terry learned the importance of cancer research and raising money to find a cure for cancer.
You know, sometimes I have to run in a lot of pain and I get pretty tired. But I don't feel any pain when I get support like this, so you're fabulous, and I'd just like to thank you for that.
The support kept growing. News media across Canada began to cover Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope with daily updates of where he was. From stadiums to city centres in the heart of Canada, thousands went out to meet him, and donations towards cancer research began to pour in.
Terry wasn't running across Canada to become famous or to become rich. He wanted to make a difference in other people's lives.
You know, sometimes you just wonder, why is it that the governments we vote in to govern the country don't invest money, instead of investing money into weapons of war or into other frivolous, wasteful expenditure, why don't they focus on initiatives like what Terry Fox is doing, or like what Terry Fox did in terms of creating a fund for cancer research? Why don't we have more interest into stuff like that instead of killing each other? Or even the rich billionaires out there, why do they focus on having their money being invested into the continuation of their billions of dollars, or investment into living forever? Why don't they focus on things that really require investment? And cancer research really is one of those things. Yeah, no. Terry Fox, definitely. He is a hero. He is a hero. And not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes have, superpowers. Not all heroes have all of these amazing gadgets. Sometimes a hero is just in the head, the mentality of that hero. The body is just purely the extension of that being's existence, that hero's existence. But whatever is going on in the mind, that's what makes the hero. And Terry Fox really had a very strong mentality. He had a mission. He had an objective to complete. Yeah, he's a hero.
There was absolutely no question that this was some iconic event that was happening. Talking about cancer publicly was something that really wasn't done very much. He made it okay to talk about cancer. And that was the first most important step to then allow the rest of the population to do what needed to be done to start thinking of raising funds for cancer research.
Researchers across Canada have devoted their lives to learning what cancer is and how to cure it.
We have lots of cells in our body, and what happens with cancer cells is they forget to grow up. They just start dividing and making more and more of themselves and become a huge lump. And that lump essentially is cancer.
Today,
you know, Terry Fox reminds me of a South African named Nkosi Johnson, or Xolani Nkosi. He was born in 1989, I think, and he passed away, I think it was 2001 or 2002, at the age of 12. He was an activist for HIV and AIDS in South Africa. You know, he opened, should I say, like, he further opened the door in terms of people understanding what HIV and AIDS is, and, you know, how devastating this pandemic is in our country. Just like with Terry Fox, he opened up that discussion about cancer and made people aware of this situation in terms of cancer. And, you know, he's just reminding me of Nkosi Johnson, you know, this young kid who would go on television, who would have interviews for newspapers, for radio. You know, he would also speak about HIV and AIDS and have people understand what it is and how much of a threat it is to anyone, whether, you know, you think that you're all right, but you're not all right. You know, go to the hospital, go and get some blood tests, go and check whether you actually have HIV and AIDS. Use protection when you're having sexual intercourse. You know, make sure that if you have AIDS, make sure that you have the procedure that allows that the children that you will be having won't also be affected by this disease. You know, so he highlighted these types of situations in terms of societal issues with HIV and AIDS, where people would not talk about it. They would, you know, be very hush-hush about it and keep it within the family and try to keep it as a secret and not tell other people that, so-and-so is ill because of HIV and AIDS. You know, they would say something else. You know, they would try to make sure that nobody is able to understand that this disease is real. It's affecting our communities. It's affecting our youth. And we need to make sure that we educate our people as much as possible about it. And really, Nkosi Johnson, Terry Fox, these are the types of people who continue to champion about awareness around these diseases, and, you know, hopefully people can continue to also emulate their style of educating people on these types of situations, so that we don't get left in the dark and just die mysteriously without truly knowing or understanding why is it that I am dying, or why is it that my loved ones are dying. And yeah, really, it's good. It's good that there are people who are championing these initiatives, who are championing these problems, and who are highlighting them. And we just need to give them that support as well, that moral support, that physical support, if it's possible, that you can attend these types of meetings where people discuss about cancer, or they discuss about HIV and AIDS. You know, if you're able to contribute with donations, do it as well. You know, do in any way possible to support these types of initiatives, because, you know, one day it might affect you, and you're going to need that support as well. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
thousands of schools across Canada raise money for cancer research by participating in the Terry Fox Run.
When I say Terry, you say Terry! Terry! It is so good to see you here, all wearing your Terry Fox shirts. Schools all across Canada, from as far as St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Victoria, BC, raise so much money for cancer research in his honor. I'm a cancer survivor of the same cancer that Terry had, called osteosarcoma.
My dad and I were about to go out fishing when he noticed one of my shoulder blades was visibly much larger than the other. That was the night that they told me that I had a form of bone cancer in my right shoulder blade. Terry said that I remember promising myself if I should survive, then I'll prove myself deserving of life. And that was something that I carried into my own journey, that if I should survive, that I will prove myself deserving of life, that I will keep fundraising.
More money equals more research. More research equals more hope. There are so many other Canadians who are dealing with their own battles in cancer, and that's why we need to fundraise to help those people.
There were a couple of nights where I'd woken up feeling pain in my hip. My mom took me to the family doctor after school one day. They transferred us to sick kids where they found out that I had leukemia.
One of the most common child cancers is called leukemia, which is a cancer of the white blood cells, the cells that fight infections. Around the time that I was born, only 2% of children with leukemia survived, and now over 90% do.
I started to feel better actually pretty soon. It was only like a year later that I started going back to hockey and running around, and not my regular self, but much better than I had been.
Terry had a dream of running from one end of Canada to the other. He took a long and winding route through the country and had run over 5,000 kilometers. He was just east of Thunder Bay, Ontario, when things started to change.
Terry knew earlier on that something was wrong. It was.
Wow, look at that distance, guys. He still had to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces. Yeah, I think, 4 provinces, and then he would have made it to Vancouver. Huh. Quite impressive.
It was very rare for him to want to go and see a doctor. So when they stopped in Thunder Bay, everybody knew that something very serious was happening.
I had noticed a little bit of hardness in breathing. Near the end of the day, 18 miles, I was coughing and choking and had pain in my neck and my chest. And I did 3 more miles, and I decided I had to go see the doctor. And it was discovered then that originally I had primary cancer in my knee 3.5 years ago. And that the cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we got to go home and try and do some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
Terry had to stop the run and fly home to Vancouver to undergo more cancer treatment. At 22 years old, Terry became the youngest person ever to be awarded the Order of Canada, an award that recognizes outstanding achievement and dedication to the service of our country.
Terry Fox's courage in embarking on the Marathon of Hope has won him the admiration and affection of Canadians from coast to coast.
9 months later, he would pass away in the hospital.
I've said to people before that I'm going to do my very best to make it. I'm not going to give up, and that's true. But I might not make it, and if I don't make it, the Marathon of Hope better continue.
Terry reached his goal of raising $24 million.
But you know what? Terry Fox did not die. He multiplied. Terry Fox multiplied. You know, after hearing the stories of other people who have been affected by cancer, and how they are pushing themselves, how they are trying their best to continue to live on, even after something so devastating has affected their lives. They are still pushing on. The story of Terry Fox is still being told to Canadian children. His family members are also still talking about Terry Fox, and definitely his memory is not going to fade over time. It's going to be there in Canada, alive and well, for generations to come. So he has not died. He's simply multiplied. Now there's a lot of Terry Foxes in Canada. So he's not dead. He's not dead. His spirit is still there.
In honor of his legacy, the Terry Fox Foundation was born, with a mission to fundraise for cancer research to ultimately find a cure.
What started as one person back in 1980, just Terry on his Marathon of Hope, has grown to over 8,500 schools and millions of students across the country participating in the Terry Fox Run.
The foundation has raised over $750 million for cancer research in Terry's name.
What is the future looking like? Very bright, I would say. I know researchers are getting closer and closer every day to hopefully one day find that ultimate cure.
80% of the children that I treat are cured of cancer. 80%. And until this 80% becomes 100%, we will have not achieved what we need to. And that is what cancer research will help us accomplish.
Every September, schools get creative with fundraising and go full swing into promoting their Terry Fox Run.
All the fundraising and the money that goes into it is like going towards cancer research, and it's something worth running for.
I'm thankful for the donors in the schools across Canada that really helped in my journey with cancer and allowed me to be here today.
Every September, schools from Newfoundland to BC and up to Nunavut launch their Terry Fox Run with fundraising goals, following his example of courage, determination, and compassion.
Let's all be like Terry. On the count of 3, repeat after me. I want to fight cancer.
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 1, 2, 3.
Really, it's up to you guys. The sky is the limit in what you want to do for your fundraising goals. There's several different ways that you guys can fundraise. You can simply collect donations, just as Terry did. You can set fundraising goals and fill out pledge sheets, and there's another way that you can collect donations as well online at theterryfox.org.
Set a goal just like Terry did. At terryfox.org, simply go to Terry Fox School Run. Then click on Donate to a student/school. Then begin typing the name of your school and select it from the list below. Donors can click Sponsor Us to make a direct donation to your school, or you can click Students Set Up Your Page to make your own student fundraising page. Once you set up a student fundraising page, you'll receive a link to share with friends and family to help collect donations. Reaching your goal has never been easier.
Your fundraising really gives hope to me as a cancer survivor, and also gives hope to those who are still battling in their cancers.
You have the...
This reminds me of high school, when we used to donate blood for patients who required emergency blood transfusions. The blood. What did they call it? The blood. It was called the blood bank, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they would come to our school. Maybe like 3 months. Every 3 months, they would come to our school, and they would request that students would come over to the hall to donate their blood. And there would always be those people who would come with the inspirational speeches, just telling us like our blood is important because of 1, 2, and 3. They need our blood, not only for the purpose of keeping people alive, but also just for emergency measures for those who need emergency blood transfusion with a specific type of blood type that you might have. You know, you are very important in terms of saving that person's life, you know. And yeah, sometimes the people who would come up and give us those speeches, they would also ask us, you know, to sing or to have this sort of like confidence boosting type of environment, if I can say that. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, they gave us this feeling like we are doing something worthy of our attention, something worthy of our you know, little bit of pain, if I can say that, because you know, the needle going into your veins. But you know, it gave us that sense of feeling like, you know, we felt good giving away something so valuable to us, our blood. And yeah, it's not an easy job trying to convince people to say, hey, you know, donate your blood or donate money to a particular cause. It's not a simple and easy thing to do. So to those people who are able to stand up in front of a large crowd of people and, you know, to tell them that, you know, we need your support, we need your help in you know, helping in terms of blood donation or donating money for cancer research, well done to you guys. Really, well done to you guys, because really, if it wasn't you on that stage talking and it was someone else who did not have the same sort of energy, who did not have the same sort of positive mindset, I don't think many people would donate their money or many people would donate their blood. Really, it takes a special type of person to say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to stand up on that stage, I'm going to tell them what we need, I'm going to tell them that your help is invaluable to us, and I'm going to say it with a smile, I'm going to say it loud and proud. Yeah, it takes a very special person to try and convince others to give away something so valuable to them. Yeah.
Power to make a difference, just like Terry did. Go to terryfox.org.
Alright guys, that is it. That is it with the video called Terry Fox Anything's Possible on the Terry Fox Foundation YouTube channel, requested by Terry Gaudio 1053. Yes, this was a very you know, interesting video centered around Terry Fox and, you know, how he I don't want to say like he survived cancer, but he fought against it. He defeated cancer, and even when you might say he got defeated by cancer the second time around as it further, you know, went into his body, I would say he was not defeated. He simply multiplied into many more Terry Foxes across Canada. So really, his story has not died with him. His story is not being kept by his family. His story has spread across Canada, and it is supporting in the fight for a better tomorrow in terms of research centered around cancer. And that's very important. That's very, very, very important. So well done to Terry Fox. Well done to all those who continue his legacy and who continue to run in his name, to work in his name, and to champion cancer research in his name as well. Really, Canada has a very bright, shining star in Terry Fox, and I hope that they continue to champion his work into the far future. Really, because like I said before, people like Terry Fox, people like Nkosi Johnson, really, they must be remembered, they must be celebrated, they must be recognized for whatever they have done in this world while they were still with us. And we must try to always you know, champion those initiatives, because the cancer situation or the AIDS situation is not over. It's still with us even today in 2024. So we still have work to do. We still have money to invest into these projects. We still have governments that need to be told, reminded that, hey, this is a serious matter to deal with. Stop focusing on wars. Stop focusing on getting luxury cars and vehicles and homes and all that other nonsense, and direct your attention to what is needed most. And that is a cure to cancer. That is treatments and cures to HIV and AIDS. So yeah, well done to him. Well done to Terry Fox. Guys, yes, that is it for today with this video. And remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as the Terry Fox Foundation YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys with another Terry Fox video coming in hopefully next week. Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.